Viet Cong libel the USA as a hegemony, which means imperialism. But what is American hegemony? Ask the Japanese to find out what hegemony the USA means to them. How come Japan is so rich? Is it the result of American hegemony? I love American hegemony, it makes everybody rich. Didn't it make Taiwan, South Korea, and the bloodthirsty commie China very rich too? So then what is wrong with America hegemony, which brings richness to everywhere it goes? Or is it simply stinky communist hateful propaganda out of jealousy? By the way, I would rather be under American hegemony than under commie Chinese hegemony. Do you know why? Maybe not, but we the Vietnamese people knows this for more than 2,000 years already. Viet Cong vilified the Republic of Vietnam's people as American dogs, who cling on the American helicopters with tails between legs to flee. Well then why do Viet Cong flee along the Americans' dogs? Why did Viet Cong beg Americans for economy mercy, and then pampered the tail between legs dogs as the thousands-mile-away intestines, Kuk Ruat Non Dam? And invite them back to Vietnam so that Viet Cong can suck their money? Is it because the American dog's shit tastes better than their mother Chinese shit? Isn't it more shameful for Viet Cong to run after the dogs than the dogs to run away from evil Viet Cong? Come see how many Viet Cong are in the USA. Why? Viet Cong claimed that the Republic of Vietnam, ROV, always raises American flag, and dare the ROV to raise its flag higher than the American flag. My answer is this: in the United States, the American flag must be flown higher. Flying another country's flag higher in another country is wrong. We, the people of South Vietnam, are refugees, and we always fly the flags of both countries at the same height to show respect for the United States and to continue the heroic alliance tradition between South Vietnam and our American friends. However, we must respect the United States because we are in their country. In our own country of South Vietnam, the Vietnamese people never flew the American flag, except at American consulates or embassies. South Vietnam was a heroic nation, not subservient to anyone, but an ally fighting against international communism. Of course, South Vietnam depended on military aid from the US and its allies because the Vietnam War was an international conflict, just like South Korea and European countries that received military aid from the US. But no country flies the American flag within its own borders. Viet Cong cried crocodile that Americans dropped 8.5 million tons of bomb and 20 million gallons of Agent Orange to destroy Vietnam. The truth is that 8.5 million tons of bomb that the Ally dropped are on the invaders, not on the people. The Ally had the right to drop even more bomb on the aggressors, to kill them. Show me how many non-combatants died from those bombs? 0. 20 million gallons of Agent Orange dropped on the jungle. It is defoliation agent. Nobody died, even the monkey. How come the communist monkeys got the orange? In the jungle? Evidently they were there to invade the Republic of Vietnam, ROV. The ROV has the right to defend herself. The ROV has the right to kill them all in the jungle and in the battlefield. Viet Cong claimed that the Republic of Vietnam, ROV, nation was over, and its return is a hallucination. My question is this: was the return of the Republic of Russia a hallucination? Was the Republic of Russia nation gone since 1917 and returned in 1991? 80 years, was it over? Because the ROV is a nation, communism will be over, but nations, including the Republic of Vietnam, are never be over. Why, after 50 years, does the flag of South Vietnam still fly in the United States and in many places around the world where Vietnamese refugees live? Why don't Viet Cong dare to display their blood-stained, crippled flag in America? As the old adage said, when the wicked wins, the war continues. Only when the good wins, then the war is over. Viet Cong is not the good, Viet Cong is wicked evil, and Viet Cong must die for the Vietnam War to be over. The ROV will come back because when commie China dies, Chinese dogs Viet Cong will die along with their master. And right now, it is very likely that Commie China will die because Trump USA is killing it. Viet Cong spread propaganda that Vietnamese starvation in the 1980s was caused by the American embargo. The truth is that it was not the embargo from the USA that made Vietnamese people go hungry, because communist countries do not trade with capitalist countries. Embargo means nothing to their economy. American embargo only affects countries that trades with America, not Viet Cong at that time. It was the communist economy system that Viet Cong imposed on Vietnam that made people go hungry. More importantly, the truth that Viet Cong tries to hide is this: it is not American embargo that caused hunger to Vietnam, it was Commie China's embargo that caused hunger to Vietnam in the 1980s. Because by that time, Viet Cong betrayed Commie China and chose to be Commie Russia's dogs, and invaded Cambodia for Commie Russia's domination of Indochina. So Commie China took revenge and embargo Viet Cong. Commie China banned the supply line from Russia to Vietnam through China. Therefore Viet Cong starved because both supplies that Viet Cong lived on to invade the Republic of Vietnam has been cut off. And Russia had to use the seaway to supply their Vietnamese dogs, and it took very long time, and the Viet Cong starved. That is the real cause of the Vietnamese starvation in the 1980s. The Viet Cong propaganda falsely libeled that women in South Vietnam were prostitutes for American soldiers all over South Vietnam. While there were some instances of this, it wasn't widespread, and it was a consequence of war, when people suffered and the economy was devastated. But what about Vietnam under the communist regime now? It's truly horrific. In peacetime, Vietnamese women are selling their bodies either openly or disguised as prostitutes all over the world: Taiwan, South Korea, China, Cambodia, Thailand, etc., and in numbers millions of times greater than prostitution in the Republic of Vietnam during the war. How dare Viet Cong even mention about prostitution? Viet Cong regime is not Vietnamese regime. Viet Cong regime is a lackey of Communist China. The evidence is in their actions. Viet Cong dare not take back Vietnam territories that Commie China invaded and seized from Vietnam since 1975, and Viet Cong gives up security sovereignty of Vietnam to Commie China. Where is the Nam Quan Pass? Where is Ban Giac Waterfall? Where are the Paracel and Spratly Islands? Who controls the Pleiku Plateau? What are these special economic zones? Who owns the entertainment districts in Dalat, Nha Trang, and Phu Quoc? Why don't Viet Cong close the borders to protect the sovereignty and livelihoods of the Vietnamese people? Why are the Chinese allowed to come at will and to do whatever they want in Vietnam? How many Chinese invaders are currently in Vietnam? I could talk all day and still not cover everything. But just by looking at the blood-stained yellow star flag of Viet Cong is enough evidence that it is the 6th yellow star, a province, of the 5 yellow stars of the red flag of Communist China. The corrupt world pretends to be blind to this evidence. But their corrupt world is being punished by heaven, and Viet Cong will not escape divine retribution either. As for the so-called China and Viet Cong fighting corruption bullshit, I have something to say: you cannot make a human out of a communist, much like you cannot make perfume out of a pile of shit. The only harmless communist is a dead communist. If you want to fight corruption, you must eliminate the Communist Party first. Because when it comes to Marxist capitalism, there are only 2 types of communists who are not corrupt. One is that they don't have the opportunity to be corrupt, and the other is that they have too much power, like the General Secretary. Everything belongs to him, he's like a king, so why would he need to be corrupt? By the way, the Vietnamese who fight Viet Cong are not traitors of Vietnam, because Viet Cong are not Vietnam. We the people of the Republic of Vietnam have been trying to tell the world that communists lie and fake everything: fake revolution, fake liberation, fake constitution, fake education, fake information, fake news, fake history, fake friends, fake enemies, fake development, fake economy, fake moral, fake fake tourists, fake, they even fake nations, they fake Vietnam and they fake China. Viet Cong is not Vietnam, and Ta Kong, Communist China, is not China. Please help the people of those two countries liberated from these evil communists. The world and China will be a much better place to live if it get rid of Chinese Communist Party, and Vietnam will be a much better place to live if it get rid of Viet Cong. We call Vietnamese people overseas, especially in the United States, and all American people, not to buy products made in Vietnam, because they are fake, dangerous, and criminal. Do not trade with Viet Cong, do not travel to Vietnam, do not fall for criminal tourist trap the bloodsucker Viet Cong organized to suck your money. We call Vietnamese people within the country to fight for their human rights, economic rights, such as independent labor unions and workers' rights, etc. We believe that the Viet Cong's criminal economic system will collapse sooner or later. The people of Vietnam petitions to President Trump, please put tariffs on Viet Cong's criminal and dangerous goods exported to the United States. Please reverse the comprehensive diplomatic agreement that the American Communist Joe Biden, an illegal president, offered to his comrade, Red Devil Viet Cong, and put the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, the Viet Cong, back on the list of human rights abusers. Please understand the truth that Viet Cong is not real Vietnam. The Republic of Vietnam is real Vietnam. If you sided with the USA, if you want freedom for China, freedom for Cuba, freedom for Iran, freedom for North Korea, then you must want freedom for Vietnam as well, because Vietnamese people is not free. If you have a conscience, you must help the Vietnamese people free Vietnam from Viet Cong. Thank you.